Okay, welcome to another chapter of The Fixer. So let's see what happened. Why the heck are these cops in front of my building? You look around and assess the situation. No police tapes, a few neighbors, but not a lot of gawkers. It could be as something as simple as a domestic dispute, but my gut says otherwise. I should definitely call Wren. You quickly pull out your phone and hit the speed dial for Wren's number. Right? It barely rings once before he picks up. Hello? I need you to get here right now. This doesn't sound like a case-related issue, Ava. It is. Maybe. I think. I don't know. Where are you? Outside my apartment, there are police everywhere. Yeah, I see them. What? Are you telling me you're here too? Didn't we talk about this stalking thing already? I'm here with the police, over by the last car with its light flashing. He is always there. You hang up the phone without another word. As you get closer, you can make out the distinct silhouette of a man standing on the sidewalk next to your steps. He turns, and the street light allows you to catch a glimpse of his stark black suit. Oh, that's Wren. Wren? I should let him approach me. You stop short of the apartment building and stare at him. He notices you and mirrors your expression with his own silent stare. Everything else fades away, even the flashing lights, everything except for him. He grows impatient and takes a few long strides in your direction, cutting the distance between you in half within a matter of seconds. Where have you been? Excuse me? I sent my guys to look for you when we couldn't find you here. Here? At home. You should have been home from work hours ago. How would you know that? I know, right? You be stalking. Never mind. I know better than to ask. Why are you here? He pulls you away from the officer and another in earshot. Someone tried to break into your apartment. What? I'm assuming you weren't involved. Of course not. Does that strike you as my style for some reason? I guess not. You just find a vent to crawl through before you try the front door. In this suit, I don't think so. You start to ask him more when a familiar face approaches. Ava, there you are. Who's that? You look at the older man with surprise. Detective Cryer? Oh, detective. Retired. Please, call me Rick. I haven't seen you since you worked on Tiffany's case. It's been so long. Wait, why are you here? The detective points to Wren. He called me. You know Wren? Not in person, but I've worked with Brian here a few times before. This guy? What is wrong with her? You motion towards Wren. Don't say it like that. Detective gives you a funny look. Of course. Is anything missing inside? They'll need you to go in and verify, but there's nothing in excessive disarray. Looks perfectly clean. That's weird. Seems like Wren's people scared off whomever it was. When they saw the lights on and verified you weren't home, they called me. Oh wow. And I called the police. Whoa, wait a second. What the heck are Wren's people doing stalking out my apartment? Care to share something with me, Brian? You stressed the syllables of his name loud and sarcastically. Let's go inside. An officer stops the detective. Go ahead, I'll be right there. Wren grabs you by the wrist and practically drags you towards your apartment complex. I'm sorry, I missed the part where I agreed to go inside with you. You need to ask yourself if you feel better with me by your side or watching from a distance. Here you go. No, what I need to ask is why do you have people watching me in my apartment? You free your wrist, but he stays by your side, walking up the steps with you. Concern? Concern or excessive paranoia? Unfortunately, that would be a recurring theme in our relationship. And for the record, I was right to be worried. You strike me as the type who needs to be reined in from time to time. Are you planning on reining me in, Ava? He sounds amused by the thought. I should flirt with him. Yeah, maybe I should be the one to rein you in. Heaven knows no one else seems to be. They're probably too intimidated or you don't give them the opportunity. And that's probably because you're so busy throwing your weight around all the time. Oh, she told him. Is that so? Uh-huh. Speaking of which, if you wanted to come over for the weekend, all you have to do was ask. You didn't have to orchestrate a break-in to see me. She's funny. The cops are a nice touch, a little over the top though. Flowers would have worked just as well on me. He looked at you with amusement. Believe me, if that was my intent, I wouldn't have spent valuable municipal resources doing so. I would have just shown up. You rest your hand on his back and let out a small laugh. Like you always do? Like I always do. At least when I'm in the mood for coffee. Something tells me that coffee isn't going to cut it tonight. Your hand gently brushes against his. He reaches for your hand and squeezes it. Probably not. You enter the living room and quickly scan the apartment. Yeah, it still looks good. Everything looks to be right about where you left it. You turn to tell Wren as such and abruptly run right into his chest. He steadies your shoulders. A little jumpy tonight, are we? Yeah. Do you blame me? Wouldn't you be? Yeah, wouldn't you be? Let's go with that one. I suppose, yes. And if I was, it would be important for me to calm down and focus. Is that your not so subtle way of telling me to do that? I would never dream of telling you to do anything. Smart man. You look around and realize that you're alone in this corner of the room. You quickly lower your voice. Rick doesn't know that you're Wren? Almost no one does, and I like it if you keep it that way. I wasn't lying about that. I understand. Really? I know how to keep a secret, even if you are a little paranoid. Sorry, I have to make sure I check it. And I'm not. He runs his hand over the coffee table. Don't touch anything! This isn't my first crime scene, you know. Was it anything like this? Let's go with that one. It wasn't as clean as this one. Neither was mine. Come to think of it, my last one wasn't either. Tiffany, some of her blood was on the pavement. Really? I didn't know that. I'm surprised. I would have thought for sure that Gavin Younger would have given you all the details. Oh, Gavin. Wren steps in front of you, focused on Rick. Wait, what? Gavin wrote Wren's name on Tiffany's file, and I still have no idea why. But it sounds like Rick might know. I should definitely find out what Nick knows about Gavin and Wren, of course. You turn to Rick. How is Gavin is associated with Wren? Well, before he died, he was understandable a mess. Can't blame him. A case like Tiffany's haunt a detective like me for years. I can imagine what it does to a little girl's father. So you gave him Wren's name? I thought maybe it would help. Maybe get him to stop drinking. You thought Wren can do something about the case? He was a fixer, right? Seemed like it was worth a try. I wasn't sure if he'd take a case. I know I should have asked first, but Gavin just needed something. That explains the file. But it's strange that Gavin never called Wren. You pivot around a police officer and turn the corner towards your bedroom. Wow, that's nice. Nice room. Everything is where you left it this morning. Oh God, that's a relief. You turn to see your wall of evidence still completely intact. You hear footsteps behind you and try to move her away from the bed, but it's too late. Well, dang, that's impressive. You don't need to follow his gaze to know what he's studying. You know every inch of the evidence wall. The photos, the newspapers clippings, the string, the notes. Ava, you promised me you would stop doing this 13 years ago. I tried, but I couldn't. Did you see the therapist I suggested? Attend the group sessions for survivors? I went in the beginning, but I couldn't seem to connect with anyone. I felt lonely and without purpose. You could have checked out a different group. I don't know. Therapy wasn't a good fit. And once I stopped looking into her case, I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. He gently places a hand on your shoulder. It's okay to admit that you need help. It was okay back then, and it's still okay now. Being powerless doesn't sit well with me. The best thing to help me is solving this case. I would feel better if you would at least step back this time and let Wren's people to take over. I agree. I'll talk to Wren, but I'm certain we can take care of it. Are you sure you don't have to ask him first? Wren nods. He trusts my judgment. We're good. Is anything missing here? You shake your head. Not that I can tell, but I can go through the boxes and make sure it's all there. It's odd that they would just leave like that, but someone definitely ran away in the surveillance video. Your eyes go wide. Oh, here we go. Video? Do you have someplace safe to stay tonight? She can stay with me. What? What? No, I'm fine. You're not fine. Yes, I am. Well, you hash out the details. I'll finish up with the police. They'll probably have a few more questions for you too. You are nearly aware of the fact that you find yourself suddenly standing in your bedroom. Alone with Wren. You don't have to do this. I want to help you. If you want to help me so much, you can start by telling me why you have video surveillance of my place. It started out as protection for myself. I didn't know who you were and why you were trying to find me. But now, he takes a step closer and closes the gap between you. Ooh. His hand finds its way to the small of your back. Now, it's for your protection. I feel like I'm barely breathing. Every nerve is tingling from his touch. I can hardly concentrate on anything else besides this feeling. I should find out how he feels about me? Yes. My protection, huh? Are you sure it isn't just because you like looking at me? You run your fingers along his chest. Ooh. I'm doing it because you are a generous and caring person, and I don't want to see you hurt. Oh, that whole undenying, loyal thing. For the people I care about, yeah. And that includes me? I wouldn't be here if it didn't. But it doesn't hurt to see me either. No, it doesn't. I don't usually do the whole bodyguard thing. It's not really in my skill set. His fingertip skin over your shoulders and you rest your hand on his chest. Oh my gosh. Who else would be more qualified? Are you sure it's safe to trust me? Don't you want to fight over boundaries instead? No. He gives your arm a squeeze. My heart is racing. He's so close to me. You can feel his breath on your lips. All you have to do is lift your head and they'll be touching. He lifts his other hand, and tucks your hair behind your ear, letting his palm skim over the side of your cheek. I don't know if there's anyone I trust more right now. An officer calls Wren to the living room. Ugh. You watch them talk. Wren's eyes are focused as the officer gives him a report. The police shakes his hand with him and leave. Wren shuts the door behind them and then rejoins you in the bedroom. I got the rundown. I need to update my team. The thought of being here alone, even with his team waiting outside for protection? Do you think... Yes. You know. What? You're going to make me ask? Mind reading is definitely not my wheelhouse. Would you stay with me tonight? It's just, I don't know if I feel comfortable alone here. Wren smiles and grabs your hand. I'll stay as long as you want. Oh my gosh. Things are starting to get a little interesting between Wren and my character. So let's see what happens. Hopefully next chapter we'll be doing a little spend a night and cuddling.